Hey guys, so for today's video, we're doing something kind of fun and different that I haven't done on my channel before. And I don't know why it's taken me so long to do this because I had such a great time filming this today. But I'm going to be recreating one of my followers' eyeshadow tutorials for this eye look. Before we get started, I am partnering with Sofie again on this video. And all that means is that all the products that I use today are going to be linked together under one link for you guys. So if you want to check out any of the products that I use today, because I did use a lot of different eyeshadow palettes on my eyes, you can click on that link now to shop the products as you're watching this video or just kind of shop later. And if you buy anything that I used on my face today, you will get free shipping. Sofie's links just kind of make it easier for you guys to shop the products that I'm wearing. So instead of clicking on each individual link for each palette I use today or all my base products, it'll be under one link. All right, so let's get started with this eyeshadow look. Alrighty, I am barefaced and I'm ready to put on some makeup. Like I said, I'm gonna be recreating one of my followers' looks today. So I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some of your favorite eye looks you've created, and I got a lot of DMs, but this one stood out to me. It's from Katie Marie. Her Instagram is LadyKatie92. I'm gonna pop up the picture on the screen right here. I thought this look was super pretty. I love these kinds of colors. I love blues, I love purple, and it looks like a pop of almost like a yellowy green in the cut crease there. It also does a wing and a really pretty inner corner, and I thought this would just be like a little challenging too. Like I haven't done a purple blue cut crease winged liner in a minute, you know? Looks like she used a palette from this company. I actually don't know this company. It's called Odin's Eye Cosmetics, and she used the Giant Wolves palette. But anyways, I'm gonna do my best to recreate this look today. I love recreating looks. Like that's how I started getting into makeup, was seeing looks on Pinterest and on Instagram and just creating them myself with the products that I have. And I hope that when you guys watch my videos, like you don't have to run out and buy the exact palette that I'm using. Like use what you have in your collection to create the beautiful looks that you see. So that's exactly what we're doing today. Like I said, I don't have the palette she used, so we're gonna dig around in my collection, probably use a couple different palettes and create this look. I haven't even picked out my palettes yet, so let me grab some and I'll show you what I grabbed. All right, so I grabbed 3 palettes that I think will help me create this look. The first one being the ColourPop So Jaded palette. So this kind of has like a deep matte blue. It has some purples. It has some really pretty shimmers in here. I might have to mix and match, we'll see. I also grabbed the Sigma Cinderella palette. This is an amazing palette, but again, we have that matte blue, matte purple, and I think like these shades on the lid. And then I also grabbed the Milk Cosmetics Amor y Mariposas palette. I've been loving this one. Again, we got some matte purples in here. All right, so I think I'm gonna start in the crease as usual. I'm gonna take this shade from the Milk Cosmetics palette on a Sigma E55, and I'm just gonna press that into my outer crease. So pigmented. Love this palette. And I'm only gonna go about like halfway because it looks like her inner crease is blue. This looks so funny. Now I'm gonna take a small blending brush. This is a Sigma E42, and just start to blend out this purple. Clean off that E55 on my Sigma switch to get all that purple off of it. Now I'm gonna go into Hopeful from Cinderella, and this shade is gonna go in my inner crease. This is gonna look so sloppy at first, but I have hope. I have hope that I can do this. And blending brush, and we blend. I'm just like looking at my eyes and looking at her picture, and I'm like, damn, her blend looks so good. And then I see this and I'm like, do I even know what I'm doing? Yes, I do this for a living, don't worry. All right, so I need some kind of color to help me blend out this crazy harsh mess. So I'm gonna go into the Natasha Denona Trio Chrome palette, however you want to call it, and I'm gonna try this tungsten shade on a Sigma E24. Really never use this Natasha Denona palette, but let's use this to blend. Okay, that's doing something. I like that. Okay, this top blend is looking much, much better. I'm gonna go back in with a tiny bit more of that purple shade on my E42. This shade is like so pigmented that it's like almost a little tricky to work with. Like you see how it kind of blended itself out? That's why pressed pigments are tricky. But I'm gonna fix this right here. And like, I'm trying to use a tiny bit of product, but this thing is just so pigmented. Going back to the E27 and again, just softening that purple. Luckily I am doing a cut crease today, so that always helps just make things look kind of cleaner. Now I'm gonna go into So Jaded and take Sapphire on that same E42. And I'm just gonna touch up this crease right here. Okay, I feel like we're kind of getting somewhere. It looks a little less crazy, but it's still sloppy, but that's just kind of how I do my eyeshadow. I'm just sloppy about it and then I clean it up. Also, her cut crease is almost like a full cut crease, which I'm actually not gonna do because it doesn't work for my eye shape. And that's kind of something you have to think about when you're recreating stuff, like, will this work for my eye shape? I know that I can't do a full cut crease because of my eye folds and how they're uneven, so I'm gonna do a half cut crease. I'm taking more Sapphire from So Jaded, and we're gonna go on the outer. Actually, I want a different brush. I lied. Take that E55 flat brush with Sapphire from So Jaded and building that up right out here. I realized I didn't want a fluffy brush because I do want to pack on this color. Now I'm going to take my E42 and just kind of blend out that blue, but still trying to keep that purple out here. My Sigma switch is just coming in handy today with switching my brushes with all these super pigmented shadows. I'm gonna take Kindness from Cinderella, and I'm gonna try to layer that on top of this blue on my outer corner to kind of make a purpley blue color, question mark. But I don't want it to be the same purple as the purple in my crease, if that makes sense. I might add black to it too. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely making it less blue, which I think is what I want. I'm gonna take a little bit of my Precious from So Jaded, and I'm gonna use this to soften the top of the blue right here in my inner crease. So I just wanna do this before I cut the crease so I know it's nice and blended. Almost kind of made it like pop a little bit more. Okay, I'm not mad about that though. I like how it looks. All right, I'm just gonna take any liquid concealer. I'm gonna take this Kosas one and a Sigma L05. If you guys follow my channel, you know this is my go-to cut crease brush. It's in my Sigma brush set and everything. I'm getting so many questions on when my Sigma brush set will be back in stock, and it's gonna be sometime in March, possibly April. But yeah, lots of people asking, that's all I know. All right, let's cut the crease. I'm not gonna explain this. I have a bunch of videos on it if you wanna see. Don't love that shape I just did. I kind of brought it like, fuck, I'm leaning in. Sorry guys. The concealer is also like really mixing with the blue eyeshadow right now. I mean, it's not a terrible thing. I can still see where the line is. It's just not super harsh, but I'm gonna use eyeshadow on top of that anyways, so I think that's okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good for the cut crease. All right, so it looks like she kind of does like a purpley blue shimmer on the lid, and then in the actual cut crease part, kind of like a yellowy, almost slightly green color. And I already know what I'm gonna use for that. So I'm gonna take Amethyst from So Jaded on a Sigma E58. And this is gonna go on the lower part of the cut crease, but like on my lid. The shade is so beautiful. I love these kinds of purples. And then on top of that, I'm going to take Bippity Boppity Boo from Cinderella. This shade's kind of more like a topper color, so that's why I put that other purple underneath it. This shade will just kind of add that like a little bit of dimension kind of that she has on her lid. See this purple compared to this one? It's just kind of like a little topper. Now I'm gonna take that E27 and just very gently blend out a little bit of that purple. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm trying to keep that little cut crease space open to add another color. I'm just very softly blending this. Okay, now it's time for one of my favorite colors in the world. And I'm not gonna say the name because everyone yells at me whenever I say it, but I'm taking this shade from So Jaded, and I'm using that little Sigma LO5 that I used for my cut crease. So I'm almost kind of carving out the cut crease with this shade. Also trying to make it look nice as well too, you know? And then I'm gonna make it kind of thicker as it gets towards my inner corner. Okay, you can't even see that while my eyes are open because my eyes are just very slightly hooded, but I feel like I need to blend that a bit better. How does Katie do it? I feel like, frustrated. What if I use like an actual glitter? Oh, I have an idea. Going into the beloved Tati Beauty palette. So what my problem is right now, I feel like my purple lid is just too dark, and so it just looks really harsh against my weird cut crease. So I'm gonna take some of Aura glitter on that LO5 and try to add that on top of the purple to kind of lighten it up, but also add just some beautiful glitteriness to it. Is that better? I don't know. It's kind of wild. Taking my E27 and like blending over that line. I just hate that you can't see it when my eyes are open because my freaking eyeballs. I don't hate it. It's just a very different look. Katie, you fucking crushed this and I'm over here struggling. I told you guys this would be a struggle. I just can't find a color that's close to that really pretty blue purple sparkly shade on her lid. Like I can't find something like that. I'm taking a little bit of One of a Kind from Cinderella on my finger. And again, I'm just kind of layering on top of that purple that I have down here to try to lighten it and to make it just look better with my funky crease shade. I think that looks kind of better, right? I need to stop there before I add like 12 more shades on my lid. Okay, I'm taking a makeup wipe. I have so much fallout under here from all this blue and purple.
How's it going up here?
Crazy.
Crazy? Looks like it. Drawers are open everywhere.
Palettes everywhere.
Shit's everywhere.
This eye look is hard.
The one that you're copying?
Yeah. Look at my fucking eyeballs.
It's getting wild. We're in it.
All right, so I got that line kind of cleaned up with my makeup wipe. All right, let's do the wing really quick, then I'll do my face makeup, and then we'll finish everything off. So I'm gonna take my favorite liquid liner, which is the Haus Labs one in Punk, and we're doing a wing. Okay, that is a cute little wing. Well, it's not little, but like it's pretty thin than what I normally do. But can I do it on the other eye? We'll find out. All right, I'm gonna go off camera and do all of my face makeup and then we'll finish up the eyes together. All right, my base makeup is on. Let's finish up these eyeballs. Looks like Katie does kind of a purpley, like magenta color under the eyes. Very pretty. I'm gonna take a Sigma E20 and Kindness from the Cinderella palette. And let's place that along the lower lash line. Now I'm gonna take a tiny bit of this purple from the Mel Cosmetics palette. Kind of add that on top. The shade's like a little bit brighter. All right, now I'm just gonna take a clean E27 and just kind of soften this out. Then I'm going to take Pearl from So Jaded on a Sigma L04. I'm going to highlight with this because it's super bright. Alright, looks like Katie does have a black in her waterline, so I'm going to add that. I'm going to take my favorite black pencil, which is the House Labs Gel Kohl Liner in Punk. I'm gonna smudge that out just a tiny bit with the E20. So I'm kind of like pulling the black down a little bit into my lash line. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go pop on some mascara and lashes and I'll show you the full face. Whew, alrighty, my makeup is finally done. I have a lot of makeup on my face, on my eyeballs right now, but I'm kind of digging it. But let me quickly tell you what's on my face just because I know you guys like to know, but everything I used today will be linked down below in the Sofie link. As always, wearing my current Obsession foundation. It's the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I use the Huda Beauty Tantour in Light for my cream bronzer. ABH Magic Touch Concealer in 4, my other current obsession. And then I finally bought a new shade of the Melt Cream Blush Light. So this is the shade Sandy Cheeks. So pretty. I know it's kind of weird to pair this like cool toned eye with this warm blush, but I kind of like it. And then for my lips, I lost my lipstick. Clean your frickin' table, Angela. Okay, and then for my lips, I lined them with the About Face lip pencil in the shade Cradled. And then I picked up one of the new Fenty little like refillable lipsticks. Still getting used to this packaging. I will list the shade down below that I got because I can't like get it out of here, but this is what it looks like. Really pretty kind of warm nude color. I like it. And then I did top off my lips with the Tom Ford Luxe Lip Gloss in Aura. Okay, what if I like zoom into my eye right here and put Katie's picture up next to mine? I feel like I did a pretty decent job. You know, I have the blue inner crease, I have the purple outer crease, we did the cut crease. I mean, my lid shade was crazy. You guys saw I added like 4 or 5 different colors on my lid. And of course it's not gonna match hers exactly because I'm using totally different products. But I still think the end result is really pretty and kind of wild, but I love it. Oh, I didn't tell you my lashes, that's the most important part. The bright lashes, obviously, in the style All Natural. I just had so much fun trying to recreate this look today and just to do something different and like not having to think of the look myself, just following someone else's idea. That was kind of like fun and refreshing for me. If you like this style of video, please let me know because I would love to do it again. I would love to see more of your guys' eye looks and recreate them. Don't forget that all the products I used today, even like the 5 eyeshadow palettes I used, will be linked all together under one pretty link by Sofie. Thank you again to Katie for submitting this look. I had so much fun recreating this and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.